What's going on, family? How we doing? Get up, stretch it out, and let's go. Come on.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Jack Posey,
Ahmad, so
and this is the Accountability Call.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. What we got today, Jack? What we got?
Well, today, midweek special. You know what that is? It's an Off the Boat special series episode. And in honor of our 24th episode, we are honoring the late Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe. This is his book,
Kobe.
Mamba Mentality. I read it this summer. It was awesome. If you guys are interested in all in Kobe or his Mamba Mentality, give this book a read. Super easy, super interactive. But rest in peace, Kobe. No one is like that dude. He's just different in the sense of if he had a goal, if he had a plan, he was going to get it done.
Yeah. Tell me this, Jack. For the new viewers, it seems like you read a lot of books, bro. So give us like a guesstimate of how many books you read so far this summer. Or not even this summer, just from when we started these calls to now. And tell them real quick, were you reading books before we started these calls?
So the answer to that is no. I was not reading books before we started. I'm going to pull these out on you. I've read these four.
Oh my gosh.
This one.
Jeez,
I'm reading this one. There's a bunch at school. There's a bunch on my bookshelf right there.
Yeah.
All fantastic books, by the way. But I've read probably about almost somewhere between 25 and 30 books over the past. God, I was just counting this before we actually even hopped on our call. But I'm probably April. We started. The first book I read was How to Win Friends and Influence People, and that was in May. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and we're in December. So pretty much 7 months. Multiply that by 4, that's 28 weeks.
Jeez.
So I've been doing about a book a week for the past 7 months. So we're getting there. But before, I probably read maybe one book on my own all throughout high school. So if you want to get into reading, you definitely can. You just got to find the right books that are interesting to you. And something Ahmad and I have talked about with reading especially is if there's a book that you're not really feeling or vibing with, you can just put it to the side for a little bit and then read another book that's interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to force yourself to read any book. You can always put it down and find a new one. But I know that's personally for me been a really big goal reading. I know with Ahmad as well. Ahmad, our numbers are a little different, but that doesn't take away from the accomplishments you have had as well. So how many books have you read?
So far, I've read one book. Oh, since we started the call, I've read 5. I finished one. I'm about to finish another this week. So that'll be my second book that I finished. Mind you.
You're going to finish that book today.
Oh, today, my bad. Today. Mind you, for all the viewers, I know we kind of jumped right into it, but for all the viewers, before these calls, Ahmad Shaw did not read any books. You know when you have that high school assignment where you're like, oh, you got to read this book and write this paper about it. If I'm being all the way honest, I did not read the book. I did not. It was all Spark Notes and I got the grade, right? But once we started these calls, I actually started to read books. And my first book that I ever read, I can say by myself with my own kind of self-motivation was Chase the Lion. Chase the Lion by, who was it by? I don't remember who it was by.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Look it up. But that was the first book I ever read by myself. And then the second book I'm reading is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is a book my man Jack gave me. He actually bought the book, sent it to me, and told me to read it. So that's the book I'm reading right now. I'm almost done with that book too. But this third book is the book I'm reading with the principal of my college, St. Vincent College. We're reading Crime and Punishment, and that's what I'm going to finish today. So we got some more things in the works coming, but I would say about 5 books that I've in total kind of, dive deep in and, been working at. So you found his name, the author's name?
Yeah, it's Mark Batterson.
Yeah, that's right. Mark Batterson, Chase the Line. I would suggest every viewer Go read that book. That book has a message, whether it's me, you, him, or her, or whatever. Go read that book because that book has a message in there and that'll help you definitely in some situation in your life right now. So go do that.
Yeah, it'll help you chase the lion and
Exactly.
whatever lion, whatever goal you have. And Ahmad actually recommended me that book, and that's one of the books I've read as well. So I'm gonna back him up right there. Fantastic book. Give it a if you're watching right now, go order it. Go put it on your book list. Get it, read it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
So that's a little bit about Ahmad, a little bit about me.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Look, one more thing about this book. Literally, hit the comments and tell me if you want the book. I'll buy the book for you and send it to you because you need to read that book. That book is so good. But go ahead.
You heard it from Ahmad first. If you guys comment down below saying you're interested in this book, we will personally buy you the book and ship it to you. So comment below. We'll connect. We'll buy the book for you. I mean, it's the holiday season. Why not give? So
might as well. Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you celebrate, it's a great time. It's time of giving. So comment below. If you want the book, Ahmad and I will make sure you have it. So
yeah,
that's awesome, Ahmad. That's awesome. But
let's get back to it, bro. Come on, let's get back to it.
This is an off the boat special series episode. What does off the boat mean? What's the whole point of it? So if you guys aren't regulars, if you are regular, or maybe you watch a couple episodes here and there of the accountability call, we have our beginning of the week and end of the week episodes where we talk about our 3-2-1s, which is our goal setting strategy, which Ahmad and I walk you guys through what goals we set for the week and habits, and kind of like a 1-for-1 and one good habit in and one bad habit out. If you guys want to learn more about those, watch one of our 3-2-1 episodes, either the beginning or the end. Beginning of the week, we introduce it to you guys. The end of the week, we kind of recap and let you know how it went, what struggles we had, what obstacles came up, or how we overcame obstacles. But in the middle of the week, we like to supplement that with some topics that Ahmad and I have when we're doing our calls every morning. And just things that come up in life that we think are really interesting and deserve some screen time and deserve the opportunity to be talked about and the opportunity for you guys to hear about and listen, and hopefully for you guys to take away and continue the conversation outside of this video. And why is it called Off the Boat? Well, we try to keep things on a surface level, but Ahmad and I in Off the Boat series take you guys off the boat that's sitting on top of the little, the ocean, the no waves. We jump in straight to the ocean where all the sharks are, where all the craziness and all the chaos underneath the surface of the water of the ocean. And we give you guys a little bit more of an insight to our life and to whatever topic we want to discuss today. So, Ahmad, what's the topic we're talking about today?
What is the topic we are talking about today? That's a good question, Jack. The topic we're talking about today for all the viewers is taking yourself out the moment, right? So how do you take yourself out the moment in those, big stressful situations? Say it's a game, say it's a test, say it's a driving test that you have to pass. Maybe you're 16, just got your learner's permit. Now you got to go do your driving test. How do you take yourself out of that moment, calm yourself down, and then come back in and execute to your fullest ability? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm super excited for this one. I'm ready to go. You ready to go, Jack?
Did you pass your driver's test the first time?
Yeah. Oh, well, okay, hold on. Why you had to say that?
You brought it up. So I'm just wondering.
All right. So look, for my driver's test, I passed the driving part first time, but the written exam part, you have to get like 10 out of the 10 signs correct. I got like 9 out of 10 the first time, and I failed it. But I came back the second time, I got 10 out of 10. So
let's go. Big time.
Yeah.
Hey, I passed mine the first time. But dude, there was one sign I remember. I can't remember what the sign was, but there was one sign.
Whoa! I think you're supposed to remember that, brother. You're supposed to remember the sign.
I passed. I've been driving. I'm doing well. But there was one sign I was still thinking. I'm like, man, I don't know what it is. Guessed, got it right. But I like to think I'm a good driver. So, and I did go home later and I looked up that sign. So whatever it is, if I ever see it, I'll know what it is. But let's go into it. Taking yourself out of the moment, like you said. I know Ahmad and I have two personal anecdotes we want to share with you guys. Ahmad, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
All right.
I want to hear your story, to be honest. I want to hear yours.
So, why is taking yourself out of the moment important? I'm going to explain it to you right now.
Okay.
But a lot of times people think before a big game, before a big test, before your driver's test, that you have to be so locked in, so focused, so ready to go, because all eyes are on you and the outcome is extremely important. And by doing this, you can cause so much stress that you underperform and that you just can't execute, like Ahmad said. And for me, this really became evident my sophomore year in high school when I was playing a lacrosse game and a coach that was recruiting me had sent me an email saying he was going to be at the game. Now, this was the biggest game of the year. We were playing the other, so we were the number 2 seed in our conference. We were playing the number 1 seed, and the coach was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I'm going to come to this game. I'm going to watch you play." At this point, I did not have an offer. I had no offers from any schools, and this was the only school that was interested in me at all. It was not Penn State. But I was a sophomore in high school, so I was really new to this. I had not really done any recruiting and anything like that. And on the other side, the team we were playing had probably the best attack, the best offense in our conference, and probably in the state at the time. So I was like, okay, big
Hold
game.
on. Let me just break something down for all the viewers, right? So just so y'all understand, like, this is a high stakes kind of situation that Jack was in. Like, recruiting for him is like that college scholarship, basically. That's high stakes. So there's a lot of pressure on him already as a sophomore. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was the way I saw it in my head was if I play well, my future could be changed during this one game. Like during these 2 hours, my whole life could change. And that day, I was drinking so much water. I made sure I was eating healthy. I think, bro, I drank over 1.5 gallons of water because I was like, I gotta be hydrated. And instead of just I drank 3.5 of these, dude. But so I was doing all these things that were outside of my normal routine because I thought I had to be extra prepared. I had to be ready to go. And once game time hit, the first minute I had a penalty. I slashed this kid right in the head. And I got off, came off the side, and all my teammates were like, my teammates knew the coach was there. Like, okay, like got the nerves out. He's fine. Like he'll go out and play. About a quarter later, another penalty. And I was like, man, like okay, now all the jitters are gone. I can just focus on playing. But after I got that second penalty, I was thinking, man, like what is my coach? What is the coach who's recruiting me thinking? Like, I've gotten 2 penalties. My team is at a disadvantage because of me now twice. Like, I can't get another penalty. So I'm thinking this is so important. Like, I have to go back in and make up for the 2 penalties I just got. Well, guess what? The very next play, I go back in. Guess what happened? Another penalty. So I got a hat trick in penalty. I was in the box 3 times. Mm-hmm. And each time I was in the box, they scored. We ended up losing that game by 1. So because I had built up such a how do you put this? Because I had built up such a narrative in my head that this was so important, and I was so caught up in the moment, I let my team down, and we lost by 1 goal.
Yeah,
we should have won. We lost by 1 goal, and it was because of me, because I put myself in that high stress situation, and I was in the box for 3 separate times. I think I scored either 3 out of 3 or 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
of the times. But that's when I kind of realized after that game, I was like, you know what? I have to find a consistent routine pregame, and no matter what happens, it has to be consistent. Like if it's a big game, if it's a game where we're going to win by 20 and I just knew it, whatever I do pregame has to be normal. It has to be the same. And I can never allow myself to build up the importance of a game to the point that I had then, because I was so stressed about the outcome that I just forgot to be present and play. So that's my personal story. Not a great one, but definitely one that helped me learn and helped me grow as a person, because I got too caught up in the moment. So something that I did to fix that and kind of move forward with it was I just had a consistent routine, and it didn't matter if I was playing the best team or the worst team. I stayed true to it. I got the same amount of sleep, ate the same food, drank the same amount of water, and honestly, whatever was going on wasn't that important, right? So that's how I kind of have adjusted and moved forward, and that hasn't been an issue as much as it was back then. I've never gotten to that point again. So definitely there's still things I can do to get better, but that's my first step forward. So let's hear yours.
But all right, so my kind of taking yourself out the moment. I was about, I want to say maybe 12, 11. So when I was younger, a lot of the viewers, you may not know this. I did Taekwondo when I was younger. Right? I did Taekwondo for 10 years. And it got to a point where, and not to brag or anything like that, but we go to nationals and and me and my brother, we walk in and it's like, oh yeah, they're here. It's like, oh snap, wow, they had to show up. And it got to that point where like we'd walk in and everybody knew who we were. So it was in Taekwondo is a contact kind of martial art, right? So for all the viewers who don't know what kind of Taekwondo is, go search it up, go look at it. You'll understand kind of what I'm talking about when I say this story. But I was down. This is a championship match. This is national championships too, right? So this is like who's the best, not in the state, but in the country, right? In your weight class, at your age division, who's the best, right? I'm in this weight class. I'm not gonna say I was always the tallest, but I always had like the more muscle kind of mass, right? So I'm always, sparring guys that are taller than me, right? It's about, I want to say the score is like maybe 7-9 or whatever, right? And then there's like 30 seconds left. Or no. Score was 7-9, 30, not 30 seconds left, it was more time. The other guy, he got like 2 headshots on me, like back to back. So boom, he goes up 6 points, right? A headshot, for all the viewers who don't know, is 3 points. Right, so he got 2. He goes up 6 points, and it's 30 seconds left. Coach calls a timeout. Right, so now I'm down 7-15.
Yeah.
Right, 7-15. It's like my master. He's talking. He's like, "Hey, look, this is the last 30 seconds. This is everything you trained for this whole year. The reason why you did those 500 sit-ups, those 500 push-ups after the workout, all of that, right?" And he's like, "You have to go right now. You have to go, right?" Mind you, let me just put something in perspective. A week before this, right, I'm still a kid, right? So I don't really know when to tone myself down in order to go perform well at a big event, right? So a week before this, I'm jumping on the trampoline, doing crazy stuff. I do a Superman. I fly into the wall. I jam my thumb. Could have swore it was broke, but it might have been broke. I don't know. But it was fat. Like, it was huge, right? We jump on a plane 3 days before this competition. We jump on the plane. I'm still icing my thumb, trying to get it right so I can go in and be semi-healthy in a sense, right? So this whole match, this kid, he's taller than me. He's been kicking my thumb, and that's all I've been feeling, right? That's all I've been feeling. Master brings me inside. He's like, "Look," he grabs my hand. He's like, "Look, this cannot be the reason you lose, right?" And he's like, "You work too hard, too long to lose because of this jam thumb," right? So I'm like, you know what? You're right. We get in the match, and we're sparring, and I don't know what it was. I kind of in that moment, I took myself out of the moment in a sense where I took myself and I breathe and just relax. And I had to understand that I was there for a reason, right? I didn't get there just by luck, right? There's a reason why, I have this obstacle in front of me, because I have the caliber to defeat this obstacle in a sense, right? So I kind of come back into my body in a sense, and we're sparring. 30 seconds left. I get a headshot, boom, and then we go in the clinch. Referee separates us. Another headshot, boom. So now I'm up 6 points. Now it's 13-15, right? I would say last 15 seconds, something like that, right? I fall down. right? And when you fall down too many times in a match, the referee takes a point away. So I fell down about the third time this time. So boom, referee takes another point. So now it's 12-15 with like 15 seconds left, right? So I'm like, all right, now it's really go time, right? We're sparring, kid throws a kick, so I move out the way, headshot, boom, up 3 points. Now it's what?
Tie game?
14. No, it's 14-15. I'm down 1 point.
Okay.
Yeah. 14-15. I'm down 1 point, 7 seconds left to go. My master, he's on the other side of that. He's like, you gotta go, Ahmad. You gotta go, right? I look at him, I'm like, all right, it's time to go. This kid, for some reason, this guy didn't know that he was up. He thought he was down, I guess. So he charges in at me, right? So I'm like, you should have done that, right? Spinning back hook kick, right? So any spinning kick is an extra point. So a spinning kick to the body is 2 points, right? A regular kick to the body is 1 point. A spinning kick to the head is 4 points, right? So I did a spinning back hook kick, hit him in his head. I'm up 16-15, 1 second left. 1 second left, right? Referee puts us together. He's like, 1 second left, go. I kid you not, I just ran around. I just running away, and I had to play the smart game. I couldn't try and get in there and all of a sudden he gets a freak point or something, right? So I'm running around trying to burn this 1 second, and then boom, that's it. That's the match. That's the match. My whole team was on the side screaming, yeah. It was honestly, I would say that is probably one of the best like Taekwondo memories I've ever had. Because mind you, I had a swollen thumb. Like I'm talking about jammed. Like I literally like jammed my thumb. I could have swore it was broken. He was kicking me in the thumb all match, right? And the fact that I kind of pulled it out and in the middle of the match, I had to calm myself down and understand that like I'm here for a reason, right? I made it this far for a reason. I made it this far because I have the potential to go farther, right? And so that's kind of how I would say I've taken myself out the moment. So yeah, that's my story.
That's awesome, bro. Hey, and you know what? That's for all the viewers. That's a story of triumph and a story of defeat, but we both learned the same lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, whether you succeed, whether you fail, there's always a lesson to be learned. Always look for that lesson, because Ahmad and I are both right here. Like Ahmad, college football player. Me, I am a college lacrosse player. We're both where we're supposed to be, even though Ahmad won the national Taekwondo championship.
Yeah.
And I lost and got 3 penalties in one of the biggest games of my life at that point. So there's always a lesson to be learned, whether or not you think you had a good experience with something like Ahmad did. He said it was one of his best memories.
It was a painful experience. I'll say that. Painful, but it was
I bet with your thumb.
Yeah.
Or for me with defeat and being so overwhelmed and stressed and just getting out of my head. But never just because you had a bad memory with something, just throw it away. You can still learn, you can still pull from it. And just because you succeeded, just because you did really well, doesn't mean, oh, cool, I won the championship, sweet, like I'm just gonna move on. Like reflect, learn. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, Ahmad and I learned the same lesson with 2 very different outcomes.
Yeah.
But as Ahmad said, breathing, knowing that you're just kind of falling back. I know we talked about it, but falling back on your training and like knowing that you are where you're supposed to be because of the work you've put in is super important for taking yourself out of the moment. And also just sticking to a normal routine. You don't got to hype yourself up extra for a big game. You don't have to eat different, sleep different, drink different for a big game. Find something that works for you. Make it routine.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Ahmad, that's an awesome story. I think you mentioned that, but you never told it to me in detail like that.
Yeah. It was definitely a trying match for sure. There was times where I most definitely not to brag or anything. I know for a fact that other kids might have given up, but I understood that I put in too much time. I put in too much time and too much effort to quit. So, God willing, we won the match. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, that is Ahmad my take on taking yourself out of the moment for our Off the Boat special series, episode number 6.
Yes, sir.
But the way we end all of our episodes is with our PS quotes.
Yeah.
And that stands for our Posey Shaw quotes.
Not postscript. Posey Shaw.
I've never heard of postscript, so I don't even know what you mean.
I don't even know how to spell it, to be honest.
But Ahmad and I are going to share with you just quotes so you guys get a gem, something you can take away. If you learn nothing over the past like 20-ish minutes, you can at least leave with something good. And just the way it went, I went first for the story, you went second, so I'll go first for the PS quote.
Yeah.
In honor of our 24th episode, rest in peace to the legend Kobe Bryant, I'm going to read a quote from his book that relates to taking yourself out of the moment / preparing for a game or any test or anything that you have coming up. And what Kobe says is, the key is being aware of how you're feeling and how you need to be feeling. It all starts with awareness. Mm-hmm. So you have to be aware of how you currently feel, but you also have to be aware of how you should be feeling. For me, going into that game, I should have known that I was way too overhyped, way too stressed, put way too much pressure on myself. And I also should have known that, hey, I need to be feeling normal. I need to be feeling this is a normal game. So the first step to making that transition is just to be aware, which I wasn't. So again, the key is being aware of how you're feeling and how you need to be feeling. It all starts with awareness.
Read that. I like that quote. I'll finish with my PS quote. And this is kind of alluded to it in my story. But the quote is, the man or woman on top of the mountain doesn't fall there, right? You got there for a reason. You're here for a reason, right? So whether you're going through a whole lot of struggle, a whole lot of pressure or whatever, don't quit because you made it this far, right? And it's something that I like to think about all the time is like, if you put in that work, right, and you put in that time and that effort and that grind, like, why would you give up when the goal or the accomplishment might be 2 more minutes away? It might be 30 more seconds away. It might be 1 more step, right?
15 seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds away. So don't ever give up because of a challenge that is right here and right now, right? Because you definitely have put in that work before. And if you don't feel like you put in that work, then that just lets you know that, okay, now you got to readjust in overtime, overdrive, or whatever. So my quote one more time, the man or woman on top of the mountain doesn't fall there. So that's my PS quote. And one more thing I want to say, Chase a Lion by Mark Batterson. If you've made it this far in the episode, listen up. Chase a Lion by Mark Batterson. Put it in the comments. Say you want the book. Jack and I will find a way to get you that book. We will find a way to get you that book. We'll pay for it. We'll ship it to you and we'll get it to you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And like Ahmad said, please, 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 if you want the book, we like Ahmad and I want you to have this book.
Yeah.
Like we are, like Ahmad said, we will pay for shipping. We will pay for the book itself. If you comment below, we will get you this book.
Definitely.
And if you aren't already, and if you want to contact us in another way, you can always follow us on our Instagram at _accountability_call. And
or
something brand new that came out this week.
Yep.
Follow us on our LinkedIn page. Just search The Accountability Call on LinkedIn. You can follow us, or we will be putting out this content similar to what our Instagram feed is to our LinkedIn with a little bit more description, a little bit more chance for interaction. But those are 2 venues that you can reach out to us along with YouTube in the comment section. So like Ahmad said, comment if you want the book. Ahmad and I will personally get that book to you. We'll we'll connect. We will talk. We will figure out how to get it to you best. And we wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy holiday season, whatever you celebrate. It's a time of giving, and Ahmad and I are very grateful. And honestly, just hearing your story and being able to share my story, this is one of my favorite episodes. To be honest, I'm just happy to share.
Yeah. definitely.
But thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching episode 24, episode 6 in our special series, Off the Boat. Ahmad, you have anything you want to leave the people off with?
Rest in peace, Kobe. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Season of giving. I hope you have a great week, better weekend, and hey, have a good day.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Once again, my name is Jack Posey.
Ahmad Shaw.
And this is the Accountability Call.
Catch you in the next one, family.
Peace.